Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to make the magic walking pants. I'm going to go in here and create polygon cylinder. Boop. And I'm going to go over to the polygon cylinder and I'm going to take this subdivisions and axis. My favorite numbers, I like 8. 8, and I'll bring it up to, say, 8. That should be good. And let's just quickly scale it. Boop. And this music's too loud. Okay, bring this down a bit. And let's just go in here to panels, layouts, and 2 panes side by side. And let's make this one here the front view. All I did was hold down spacebar so I could be in the front. And I'm going to pick it up and pull it over this way. I might make this a little bit bigger. Okay, I always make things grid size-ish. Okay. And that should be good. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to make a pant like this. So I'm going to grab faces. I'll grab these 4 faces here. Okay, wonderful. And if I use extrude, Control E is the hotkey. Okay, and I'm just going to switch to my move tool, hold down X and snap it. Bloop. There, got it right almost to the middle. Right, try it again. There we go, got it to the middle. And actually, one more thing I do, just take my faces here, and I just want to make this a bit wider. It'll look better, I think. Yes, something like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to deselect those, and I can take those faces and get rid of them. Okay, so they're snapped to the middle. Now, oh, by the way, just in case, with the move tool, something I have off is retain component spacing. So when I held down X and I moved it over, it snapped to the grid. Okay, just something to be aware of. And you look down here, you can see the negative, or you can see the positive X, so it'll be pointing down the front view. Okay, next thing. As I'm modeling, I like to see things happening on both sides at once. So I'm just going to go and delete my history, Alt-Shift-D on my keyboard, and I'm going to go Modify, Freeze Transformations. So, they're frozen. That just went and took my scale values to 1, 1, and 1. And then I'm going to go Edit, Duplicate Special. And in Duplicate Special, I'm going to change this to an instance. Actually, I should go in here and just check. I'll reset settings. I don't think I've played with any of the settings, but change that to instance. And then if I look, this one here should be a -1 in the scale value. If I've got it in a different axis, then I got to look at this in a different way. Okay, so -1, 1, and 1. When I hit Duplicate Special, oh damn it! What the hell are you doing? Oh, you know what I did? I am a fool. I forgot to go in here and move my pivot points. If I hold down D and V, or I could hold down D and X, pop it here, great. So it's in the middle. Any place in the middle is good. Let's try that again. And Duplicate Special, boop, there, good. And now anything I do to one side, it'll do to the other. So if my legs are too far apart, my thighs don't touch. No, now they're going to touch. Okay, good. And let's see. I could go in here, maybe start to adjust things, move my crotch down a bit. How about I go over here and grab some vertices, and I'll move these up. Okay, and yeah, I get kind of the creases that I might find in my hip. Okay, cool. And then I've got to think about my knees. And my knees will probably end up being something like this. And I can pull that forward. And let's just see what happens if I do this really quick. Just grab these edge loops. And I'll find that if I put these kind of angles into my knees, they'll deform a little bit better. Okay. And what about this thing? Okay, that should be good. And okay. Actually, what do I think? Something like that. Okay, cool. And I can give this a little bit of style and stuff like that. I don't want these all to be, you know, completely tubular. Okay, and I'll play with my thighs a little bit. Don't want to do too much here, just enough. My knees have to be bent for the IK handle to work really nicely. And what else can I do? Spend some time getting rid of n-gons, or not n-gons, in this case here, just triangles, doesn't really matter. Maybe here I'll grab a vertice and I'll do my little trick to faces and delete that. Okay, good. Okay, and don't forget that you can pop in more geometry if you want it. It's just that I don't have enough butt. So I'll bring my butt back, and I'm not sure about this. Okay. So something like that should be good. And, okay, so that should be fine. And anything else? Actually, I'll put in a couple of loops. So, insert edge loop. Where am I? Mesh tools, insert edge loop. I should be popping that on my shelf. Put another one right around my hip. Okay, I can go in here and kind of put in some extra ones for my calf. I got flare pants on. Okay, and there you go, and maybe I'll hit G, put another one up here. Okay, and I'm trying to do this really, really fast. Okay, good enough. That should be good enough. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll get rid of these faces up here. Whoop. You can keep the faces, but I'm just going to get rid of them just because I have a kind of a funny idea I want to see if it comes across with everybody who does this project. Great. So, I got this done. Let's just go in and I'm just going to quickly check out my UVs. Okay, my UVs aren't done, so I'm going to do those in a second. Actually, I was thinking about one more thing. As I'm saving this, I haven't even started yet, and I don't have a project set up, so I'm just going to do that file. And go to project window, and let's go to texturing project. We'll put this, we'll say new, and I'll say walking pajamas, PJs, okay, walking PJs project. And we'll put it in there. That sounds like a good place. Great. And I'll just hit accept. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I just want to lay out the UVs. So we'll check out the UVs. And my UVs are not looking very good. Okay. You could do this by either just going and hitting this thing so you can kind of see your texture. You can see things that are stretching and things that don't look quite right. Okay. Typically what I'll do is I'll take this object, and I don't really need the second one here while I'm doing this. I've modeled and I'm happy. I could put in more wrinkles and I could put in more geometry and get a really nice stylized thing, okay, but I'm not. I'm just trying to do this fast. So if I grab my object and I go here to UVs and I go into camera based, and let's just put on dim image, and I guess dim image isn't doing much right now. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to put on border edge, this little button right here, border edges. And I'll double click here, double click there. And actually that's most of my work done right there. If I want to keep these top bits I can click along here, and I'm just going to go to the cut button. Watch out, the cut button is sometimes hidden right here. If it's hidden, you can just go and hold down shift and right click and cut UVs. Okay, so that's done. And grab these UVs, and I'll hit this magic button here, and this is the Unfold 3D option here, Unfold UVs. That can also be found, where the hell is it? Unfold, the same thing here. And I'll just put on pack, and I'll hit apply and close, boop! And that's mostly what I wanted right there. I could go and adjust some of these UVs. And if you want to grab a shell, I've noticed there's a new feature with, I think it's 2017, I don't know when they did this, but if you double click, you can grab the shell and you can move it here, and I'll just might do something. Oh, this is the back side. I might do something to kind of even this out, because that'll help when I'm making, say, a texture in Photoshop. Okay, and so I could have just double clicked. Great. And those looks relatively good for now. And then after I've done that, I might decide to go over here to Mesh, and I'm going to go to Mirror. Where the hell's Mirror? Mirror, Mirror, Mirror. And this one here, World Position, okay, along the x-axis to the negative x. Okay, great. When I hit Apply, damn you bastard, what the hell is that? I'll hit Undo. Where is, do we have a threshold on this thing? Automatic threshold. I'm going to say custom, and I like 0.001. Let's try it again. There, that's better. Close. And my UVs, if I go in and I grab them all again, and they're already laid out, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to go into the layout UVs option, and if I have it on single multiple objects, okay, great. Unfold 3D, I want that on up here, and pre-shell rotation, pre-scaling 3D, preserve 3D ratios. I could do the rotate shells if I want to. We'll see what that gives me. I kind of like them straight up and down like that. And here, I'm going to turn this off. No, didn't like that. I'm going to undo. Let's turn this, where's the shells? Turn the rotate shell off. There, that's better. This one here is going to be easier to work with. It'll keep a pattern better. And I'm going to call that good. And now at this stage right here, I could take these and go to polygons, and there's a thing down at the bottom here. Let's move this up so you can see it. And polygons, UV snapshot. And what that's going to do is going to take out a UV thing that I can take into Photoshop and put textures over top just to kind of figure out a nice pattern or texture this. I'm not going to do this in this video. I'm trying to go super fast. So actually, maybe I'll do it in the next one. I'll just hit OK and I'll say out UV PJ. And size 256, that's ridiculous. Let's go to about the 2048 mark. There, that should be good. And I'll hit OK. And I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll go into the next section, do the UVs.